Hi folks, Friar and Luke here at One Life Left, setting up for Norwich Amiga Group number 3.
Hi!
The event's in full swing, so let's go and see what everyone's up to. Just came outside, somewhere a little bit quieter to start the recording. What are we playing here?
This is Pinball Fantasy. This is the Partyland table.
Sweet, and I assume this is Graham's CD32?
Yes.
That's not funny!
I don't think I'm doing very well.
Okay, so
It's not easy. I haven't played this for a lot of years. My memory is fairly fuzzy, to be honest. I don't think I played a lot of the pinball games, but I certainly had a few. What have we got going on over here, chaps?
Mean arena.
yeah,
Mean arenas. Yeah.
that's what we got going on. Where am I? Oh, there.
By the teleporter again.
It's not even funny!
Run away!
I'm running. Not enough.
Lucky no one's filming this performance or anything.
No.
Go into the box and get the, then you can kill
Then
some.
I can shoot.
Only once though, so
Okay.
don't waste it.
You've nearly got all the coins.
Yeah.
Right, let's move over here. There's a whole row of Amigas in a line. Isn't that a nice sight? We've got this My 600 down here playing Lotus 2. Luke's 1200, and he's currently testing out another 1200 for another Amiga user who's just come and joined the gang. Hi Luke.
Hi.
Hey. And another 1200 over here running Battle Squadron. Check in with you later. Dynablaster again provided some entertaining 4-player games. We also got a chance to play Tanks Fury, a pretty recent game developed in 2016 by Project R3D. I assume it's called Tanks Fury, although the title screen definitely said Furry. Maybe it's Tanks Furry? But the tanks aren't furry. Oh, who cares, it's good fun. There are links in the description. You can download it for free or buy a special boxed edition, which sounds pretty nice. Next it was time for some SWAS. Now I've been struggling to get the WHD load slave to run on my A600. Seems like it's written for 1200s and hasn't really been tested. However, I was pointed in the direction of this JST version, which runs really well. So this is SWAS 1617. Wait, what? 1617? Yes, this is updated with much more recent teams, and again I'll put links in the description if you want to check this out for yourselves. So I'm here with Gary Skipper, legend of the Norwich retro gaming scene. Gary, so tell me about your history with the Amiga.
Yep, well, I mean, it really goes back to when I used to work at One Step Beyond.
Oh, fantastic shop, I remember it fondly.
Absolutely, I mean, I was there when the 500 first got released, and it was just absolutely amazing. It was the first sort of 16-bit computer anybody had seen, and everybody was there just with drawers dropping everywhere when they were seeing things like Star Glider and Defender of the Crown and stuff. So, I mean, that was my first bite into it, and I have to be honest with you, my first machine was actually an Atari ST. So it wasn't an Amiga. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that in this event, but it was but I moved on to the Amiga pretty quickly because it was obviously the better machine. And yeah, that was it. The 500, the 1200 I eventually got, and never looked back from there really. So yeah, one step beyond was where it all started for me anyway.
Yeah, no, I remember going there a lot as a kid and sort of delving through looking for C64 tapes and Amiga games and software. I wish it was still there.
It's definitely missed. I was gutted when it closed, but I guess everything comes to an end at some point. But I was there from the beginning, and it was nice to see the 8-bit, the 16-bit, and the other machines available. So I got to see the best of it, I reckon.
So tell me about your more up-to-date, your setup on your 1200 these days.
Yeah, well, the 1200 I've got at the moment, which I take to the Norwich Gaming Festival as well as to One Life Left, is basically a stock 1200. I bought a GoTech drive a few years ago, and I mean that's amazing really. I mean, I've got that loaded up with lots of ADFs, and that does really well. It's nice to be able to bring both commercial games and homebrew games, and AJ stuff as well. And I've also got a 2.5-inch hard drive inside, which I use WXD load. That gives us a little bit of flexibility with some of the games as well. Unfortunately, because I don't have the extra RAM, I am limited to the games I can run on there. So it tends to be 1 or 2 disc games. But with WXD load and with GoTech, I pretty much have a good selection of games, and always goes down really well with the visitors to both the shows. So that's what it is at the moment.
Great, yeah, I mean, having the two solutions, you know, if there's a WHD load slave that's not working, you can just go the GoTech route, so that's fantastic.
Yep, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't know whether it's the files on the GoTech, but there are certain games which won't work on the GoTech, and I use WHD load for them and vice versa. I can't load many games that are more than maybe 2 discs on WHD load anyway, so in that case it's over to the GoTech. Okay, you do have to swap the discs over with the buttons, but you know, it's certainly a little bit easier than having to physically eject the disc and put the discs in each time as well.
Yeah.
So, no, it goes down, it's good.
And okay, finally, what's your favourite Amiga game?
Favourite Amiga game? Well, that's a difficult one really. I mean, I absolutely love Banshee as an AJ game. I mean, I used to love 1942, and that to me is a really competent shooter. I've been playing it with Graham here as a 2-player, and we had a really good time on it. So that's probably my best one. I've liked Speedball 2 is a favourite. I'm not a football fan, but Speedball 2 is great fun with 2 players, nice and violent, and it's not quite as technical as the footy games. So even though I'm wearing the Sensible Soccer t-shirt, Speedball 2 and Banshee are probably my 2 favourites.
Great. Well, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to me.
No problem at all.
And I'm sure we'll all see you for your next Norwich 8-bit Retro Gamers event.
Yep, 23rd of September. Looking forward to that as well, and the Amiga will be there as well. So, and I might have a surprise for anybody who's visiting that as well. So, yes.
Well, thanks very much.
No problem at all. It's good speaking to you.
Norwich 8-bit Stage 2 is on Sunday 23rd of September at 4:30, also at One Life Left. Sounds like Gary has some exciting stuff planned for that, and even more going forward. Lastly, another new game, Pong 4, developed by Kobe, I'm probably butchering that name, sorry, and Jojo73 on graphics. This will run on an A500, supports 4 players with a 4-way joystick adapter, is looking pretty good so far. I understand it's still under development, so whilst there were some criticisms of its scoring system making 4-player games last a long time, it's certainly a great effort. Check it out in the description. If you fancy getting involved, our next Amiga event is on the 9th of October at 5:30 PM, again at One Life Left. Thanks for watching and see you next time.